What is
We're
the
live!
first one?
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Welcome to the Spawn Point Podcast after over a week of break, which isn't the longest we've been away. On a Sunday, which is the weirdest date we've ever had on. This is going to be the norm for the next 3 weeks, so get used to it, I guess. Or
But don't get used to it because it's only been 3 weeks.
yeah, get used to it a little bit. You know, get comfy, but don't get too comfy.
Yeah, that.
That was the musical stylings of the Doom soundtrack. After that, no wonder it won Best Sound Design. Fucking hell, that was awesome. That's the first time I've ever heard that. Shimona sent it to me. It was so good. I'm going to have to go listen to the rest of that later. Jeez. Welcome to our regs. How are you, Andy?
I'm tired. I'm very tired.
It's a very common thing to hear from Andy nowadays.
Look, I figured out in the last, I think it was the last 4 days, I've worked for 48 hours.
Yeah. Damn. Don't do that. That's meant to be like over an entire week, tops. Even then, that's more than most people work in an entire
Guess what I'm
week.
doing tomorrow?
Oh, God.
More work!
Yay!
But then I don't know though, so I'm looking forward to that weekend that is Tuesday and Wednesday.
That's pretty sweet.
And then guess what I'm doing again after that? Another
holiday.
another 48 hours of work in 4 days.
And then...
And then more work. Oh no, I've got a day off, then I've got more work. Then a day off, then more work. It's a lot of work, guys. Much work.
Yeah, and they sound super
Lots.
fun. How have you been, Luke?
Pretty good. Staring into the void a lot today.
How's the void looking?
Sounds pretty good. How's the void? How are you reacquainted with the void again?
I don't know, I haven't hung out with the void in a while, I've been too busy.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and also just playing a lot more Unity and Overwatch compared.
Unity?
Unity,
How dare you?
No, the other one. The last
They put effort into this one.
I can't remember what it's called.
Syndicate. Syndicate is the name.
Syndicate, that's the one. That's the fella.
Syndicate is
Got
the
it.
name of the game.
Like,
Did it.
Luke sounds super ready for Focus Day. Right? Luke is alive and ready. He's fierce.
here.
Look at that. Look at that. Look how fierce he looks. Okay.
Yep.
off the tweet doing that now.
I'm really happy to be here. On the other hand, because I've been working all day on my assignment. Like, oh, dude, I was tired. But it's nice. It's nice. I'm gonna take a break for this podcast. I'm gonna go back to work afterwards. But let's make the show as long as possible.
This is your break.
Guys.
I feel bad for you if this is your break.
But I like you guys. This is a one-way feeling. Okay, I see how it is. But yeah, other than that, not much. Last week, I went to uni for a total of 2 hours.
Nice.
It was pretty good.
That's a lot. It's a lot of hours.
I want to stop being productive, but deadlines are like, no.
Well, after next week, stop being productive?
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
No, after next week, I'm going to gain like 20 kilograms that I don't need. It's going to be great. I'm not going to move anymore. You know, like those the humans in Wall-E? That's the dream.
Oh, yeah.
That is the dream, admittedly.
They
do seem to be enjoying it.
Is that the dream, though? I'm not sure if that's the
I
dream.
mean, like, just sitting there absorbing information all day.
And
Useless information.
all
but,
the
like,
food
makes
is
sense.
in, like,
That's
drink
the dream.
cups. I've already gained that. Wow. I will gain more. It's a race now, Rota. A really bad race.
It was a really horrible race I want no part of.
Damn productivity Kamal is making me feel bad about hours on my Sunday. Dude, if you
I mean,
have
it's a weekend. Normal people are meant to not do stuff at a weekend, right?
yeah.
I mean,
If it makes you feel any better, it's just because past Kamal was an idiot. Like, So, you know, there you go.
And present Kamal's group project people are also idiots.
Yeah. Groups, man. Groups.
Probably,
Anne knows all about this.
Probably future Kamal's group project people are also idiots.
Luckily, this is my last group project ever.
Until the next one.
No, because I
you have to
graduated.
do one for work.
Yeah, but that's not a group project per se.
Yeah, then you're getting paid to do it.
Yeah, and it's like, and they're not
You
like,
go home.
they're not gonna mark me on. I'm just gonna be like, that guy was a dick and didn't do any work, and they'll be like, okay. Like,
that's a pretty good sum up of group projects from Hook there.
yeah. Welcome, Hook. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming. Right. I don't know where to get started. This last week's been busy.
Well, I mean, me and you have both got big things to talk about in ours, and so because I stole all of it. I'm gonna keep talking because that sounded really bad.
Are you fucking for real?
I stole all the VGA things, and then Kamal took all the Sony stuff things.
That's why I love Japanese anime logic. You don't have to worry about yes.
Wait, what?
I don't. This is a comment. Anime is the way to go. I want to be like Goku, man.
What, really blonde and white?
No, he's not blonde. He's only blonde when he's super. He's only blonde when he has ascended normal human.
There you go. Isn't that my point?
Look, Goku and Hitler would get along. that's all I'm saying.
Super and goes very Aryan.
Yeah.
Right?
It's great. One day I'll be super. Oh my god, when black people go Super Saiyan, they will go white and blue eyes and yellow hair.
Right, yeah.
It's coming, man. It's coming. I feel it.
Boring normal Goku.
I do actually. I do want to be boring normal Goku. I don't want to actually be Super Saiyan Goku. That's why he seems like a hassle to deal with. Like,
Imagine going through doors.
I know, right? You just take the door out. I will donate £30 to Andy.
No, fuck off. Leave me alone.
Low hanging chandeliers.
Goku X Hitler fanfic. Ooh, kinky.
Right. I don't really want the extra
there is
£30, but I'm not gonna lie.
There is a Goku and Hitler. No, Goku X and Frank fanfic, which is incredibly strange.
How did you find that, Luke?
Hmm?
How did you find out, Luke?
I found it to be enlightening.
No, I think I would go with how did you actually stumble upon that?
Basically, a guy called Maseko X. He looks up like terrible fanfics, and he's just like, "I'm going to read this to you and make pictures for it and stuff." I was like, "Yay!"
Oh damn. All right. I keep getting distracted by chat, which is a good thing, I guess. But Andy,
Luke reads fanfic. What?
Carry on. You were saying that Luke's news wasn't good enough. I think.
Yeah.
I think Luke has much less links than us because we stole them all.
Okay. Do you want to start with Do you want to start, Luke, with the game announcement stuff? So we do all the.
That's a
game
much nicer way to put the thing I said. Yes, you should have said that. I should have said that. Yeah.
I feel sorry for Guardians of the Galaxy. You're not important enough, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Let's do it. Let's do Guardians of the Galaxy. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. Okay.
What happened? A new Guardians of the Galaxy trailer? Is that what happened? Yes.
New teaser trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Nice.
It had a lot more content than I thought a teaser should do, but
yeah, that's a longie for a teaser.
But it just shows off about like where they all kind of are right now.
Let's do this. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready to do the watch.
Wait, there we go. Are y'all ready? Okay.
Y'all ready for this?
3, 2, 1. Hit it.
What?
Take your time, sweet Rota.
What?
The fate of the universe lies on your shoulders.
Oh, we started. What?
Now, whatever you do, don't push this button. Because that will set off the bomb immediately, and we'll all be dead. Now, repeat back what I just said.
So cute.
No! No, that's the button that will kill everyone. Try again.
I am Groot.
Mm-hmm.
I am Groot.
Uh-huh.
I am Groot.
No! Showtime, a-holes. Screw you, spaceship! Does anybody have any tape out there? I want to put some tape over the death button.
Nobody has any tape.
Not a single person has tape.
You have an atomic bomb in your bag. If anybody's gonna have tape, it's you.
I have to do everything.
You are wasting a lot of time.
That's a really bad sign.
Andy, check the
When you
Twitter.
touch someone, I can feel
okay.
feelings. You feel love.
Yeah, I guess, I feel a general unselfish love for just about everybody.
No, sexual love.
No, I don't.
For her.
No.
See, you just told everyone your deepest, darkest secret.
Dude, come on. I think you're overreacting a little
You
bit.
must be so embarrassed. Do me.
No?
No? No?
Don't say.
What? I don't know. SB said he's going to send something to Twitter, so...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think we got it.
Right. That was awesome.
Yeah, pretty solid.
Yeah, like one thing I really appreciated is that the majority of the scenes in the teaser seem to be from a specific thing that's happening, like a specific part of the movie. So it seems to be that they're saving a lot of stuff for the movie itself.
Yeah.
Which I really, really enjoyed.
Yeah. At the same time, I think the only person I know that watched Guardians of the Galaxy and came out and was like, okay, meh.
Mhm.
And like everyone was raving about it, and I felt really out of place, like because I remember coming like during that week, everyone had watched it, and everyone was like, "Guardians of the Galaxy is so great." I was just like, I really don't like it that much, but this trailer looked really cool, and I have decided to not watch any more trailers for Guardians of the Galaxy because I don't want. I feel like a problem I had with the first one was that a lot of the really, really big comedic moments were spoiled in the trailer.
Yeah.
Mm.
You get kind of the same feeling in this one with Baby Groot and Rocket there.
Yeah.
Baby Groot is amazing, though.
Yeah, he's so cute.
Baby Groot
He's
is
so
so
cute.
good.
Oh my god, he's so cute!
I'm really happy they didn't choose to just like speed him up to like old, like bigger Groot now.
Yeah, I thought I never even considered that they before, like obviously after the first teaser I knew, but like until then I didn't consider that they were gonna go like the baby route. I thought like for sure they were just gonna like grow him up or like make it a thing, but they didn't. And the other thing I didn't think they'd do is I didn't think that Baby Groot was literally Baby Groot. He's literally Baby Groot, and it's great. I thought he'd just be small Groot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When he grabs that guy, he's just screaming.
It's
The
great.
Ultimate Warrior.
So
But,
I'm hyped for that.
Yeah, and everyone's come back for it, and like one thing I kind of like as well is that they haven't shown the villain for this one, like yet. In that they haven't made a big deal out of the villain, which kind of makes me hopeful that it's going to be Thanos, and we're finally going to be start delving into that stuff.
Interesting.
Because they need to get there faster.
Yeah.
Really, looking at the lineup that's coming up, they need to get to that Thanos arc quickly. Start setting him up. But also, as Josh said, the soundtrack was pretty good.
The soundtrack was good. Josh is specifically saying,
What?
"Screw you, Assassin's Creed."
Yeah, I could feel the attempt.
I got you, Josh. Let's see the later Assassin's Creed trailers, Josh, to be fair, did a better job. To be fair to Assassin's Creed. But yeah, there you go. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, 2017. What did they say? It's early, right? It's like March or something? I don't know. I missed the date.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. Let me check. Man.
Oh, really, Huck?
What's up?
It's Thanos isn't going to be in the Guardians movie.
Okay.
Like what I just said.
I don't mind that too much, honestly. I don't know what it's going to do for Infinity War, but I think it'll be better for this movie.
And apparently, Ego, the villain, is going to be in it, but I won't go too much into that because... Do you guys know who Ego is?
No.
Not a clue.
Are you going to look it up?
No.
Okay, don't. Okay, no. We'll
Stop
get
it.
kind of like reaction to that.
I don't want any more. I don't want any more from Guardians of the Galaxy. That's it. They did enough. They've done enough. I want to watch it. That's it. The trailer has served its purpose, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The song has ruined the
You don't want
movie.
it
It's
anymore.
dead to me. Come on, Josh. You have to go watch it. It's an Assassin's Creed movie. It's an Assassin's... You have to... Look, it might be trash, but you have to go watch it.
But you've got to confirm that it's trash.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see it. It's in early January, I think, the Assassin's Creed movie. In England. I think it comes out in December in America, so we'll know if it's trash before we can even see it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's not trash. I want a good video game movie. I don't really care if Assassin's Creed's a good one, but I do think if Assassin's Creed's a bad one, there's like the more nails we put into that coffin, the less likely we are ever gonna get a good one. Because the less likely someone who has the money and the talent, you know, to make a good one is gonna want to take that risk. Which is a bit disappointing.
Hook that joke, I appreciate. I got that reference, I got you.
Ubisoft isn't making the movie, you don't have to worry about Ubisoft's, like, curse. God, Ubisoft is so cursed right now. I'll say something about Ubisoft. Watch Dogs 2 is apparently a good game.
Yeah.
Wait, they fuck up the remake of Assassin's Creed 2 and I'm expected to watch the movie? The movie isn't about that time period, isn't it?
I think it's more
No,
just
it's-
about they're ruining Assassin's Creed
Yeah,
stuff
no,
anyway.
That's not what he meant.
Oh.
They're just going to do more ruining of things.
I
I think Josh has already... I don't think you're going to convince him for
No, I
enough.
don't think so either. But I'm still gonna try. I'm gonna try. No, I'm not. That's a waste of time.
I don't care.
See, that's a solid waste of time.
Solid no. Strong no.
You seem to strongly care about it, I think you'll find my friend.
I want to do all of the non-game awards Should we do the non-game awards announcements, or should we just go?
Yeah,
link
that
up
makes
to
sense.
LinkedIn?
No, we'll do the non-game awards things and then go to the game awards things.
Okay. Something that feels like it happened an age ago now because of like the amount of news this week is No Man's Sky's developers they did a thing. They talked.
They climbed out
My
of
God.
the grave.
They climbed out
They've
of their
cut their
like
heads out
little
of the
bunker,
sand.
like the little freaking hole in the ground as the nukes were going off around them. That was the public's reaction to that video game. I want to start off actually by talking about the fact that the lawsuit against them and their false advertising has been settled, and they have decided that No Man's Sky was not misleading in that advertisement, or not misleading enough to warrant the lawsuit. At least, I think they were definitely misleading, but nothing illegal.
It wasn't a complete lie.
Yeah, it was well within like the evils that is regular advertising.
It was just strongly stretched truth.
Yeah. Which, you know, I'm not too surprised by. I've seen people lie worse. I mean,
Oh yeah, for sure.
so I'm not surprised they didn't get sued for it. But yeah, on a more positive note from that studio, they have come out with the Foundation update. The Foundation, because you know the game released without a Foundation. It's a pretty big one. I want to preface this by saying I enjoyed No Man's Sky. I'm just joking. I personally am one of the 1% that own that game and enjoyed it. But right.
Will you be playing the update though?
I mean, probably like firstly because of the fact that the Foundation update isn't the end of the updates. No, and when they finish updating it, I might. But I'm not playing it because I didn't like the game or I thought the game was bad. It's just because I'm kind of done with that game. Like I get there with everything, you know. Like depending on the game, it takes longer or less time. But I'm just like done with that world. I don't need to touch that world or that style of gameplay anymore. But the update looks cool. I think it looks like a step in the right direction. Raph is in that 1%. Yes, more people, more weirdos like me.
Soon it'll become the 2%.
Right. So the first thing the update did was it split the game into 3 different game modes. There is the regular mode, which is just like you want to explore space. You want it to be like chill and easy, not as much resource management as in the original game, not as much enemies and not as vicious terrains as in the original game. And the second mode it's going to have is called Survival. That is going to be more like what the current game is, but a bit harsher even. Like resources are going to be a bit harder to gather, enemies are going to be more common, planets are going to be more hostile and less like environmentally friendly as well. And point being, it's going to be a survival game. And to help with that survival element of the game, is they have added base building. So you can kind of set up on a planet. You can build tools that help you scavenge easier. You can build homes. You can build bases. You can do all that. All that kind of like, if you've ever played a survival game recently, it's stuff like that. Like if you played Ark or if you played Rust or those stuff, it's that kind of thing.
All that faff.
And Rota was the humph. Welcome, Rota. And the final mode is creative. Think Minecraft creative. Unlimited resources. Build what you want. Go where you want. Do what you want. And to add to that is obviously all of the additions that need to exist for a building mode to exist, which is material collection, crafting systems, recruitment systems for alien races in your base, that jazz. And what's the final big thing they added in this update? Oh yeah, the massive ship. The massive ship, the freight carrier.
A massive ship where you can put all your little ships into.
Yeah, it's like a mansion in space, and it has like a really nice, massive garage and like a lab and stuff like that. Yeah, it's quite a lot, to be fair. It's quite a lot of stuff, and it's
a big update.
Yeah, and they're saying it's just the beginning. And so I mean, it doesn't excuse the studio. Like
no.
No, definitely not.
Its attitude towards its consumers was pretty terrible.
Mm.
Like I said, I didn't mind No Man's Sky, but I did get extremely pissed off with the studio. Because
just the way they handled the whole thing.
Yeah, a majority of their fan base didn't enjoy the game, and they were trying to have a conversation with the studio, and the studio was like, "No, I don't want to talk to you. I can't hear you."
If I can't see it, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
Right. That's how that works.
Which is really disappointing, and not how you should operate.
Not the best.
It's like, how many times do you need to see other companies not communicate and that be their giant big fault before companies just learn in general that communication can make you get away with murder. Genuinely, the studios that do comment and the big companies that do talk to their people can get away with such crap. They can do the worst thing ever and they can apologize for it, and people are willing to let them off because they're freaking talking to you at least. Unlike all of these other companies who are doing minor crap but they're not responding, so people get angry, they get agitated. But yeah.
I mean, it's like if they talk about it, people think that, at least they've been open about it, they're being forward, and we messed up, we're going to fix it, rather than be like, no, we just want to talk about what fact we broke it. It just makes it seem more underhanded or just bad.
Yeah. But there you go. If you wanted No Man's Sky, or if you own No Man's Sky, or if you plan, or if you're just kind of interested in where it's going, that's what's happening right now. Maybe by the end of 2017, No Man's Sky will be a game worth buying. Maybe.
We'll see.
Until then, the £40 price tag is a lot. Cough, 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 Pokemon. Yeah, yeah. Come up as examples for days. Honestly, was this industry? It's not great.
Oh, Peter Molyneux.
No, that's not all on Peter Molyneux.
What else? What else? Some other light non-Game Awards news is...
You're 1 and 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to do those and I'll do my ones that aren't Game Awardsy things? And that's,
EA has done something that is worth praise, speaking of industry and companies being stupid. They have announced that Battlefield is taking a break. They are not going to be making a Battlefield game next year, or for the next few years, actually, I think was their wording, which is really weird in a really awesome way, because the only time studios ever put games on breaks is when they don't sell enough, and Battlefield 1 sold so much. It sold tons. They could have easily made another Battlefield game next year that was a disappointment, and it still would have sold tons because of how well Battlefield 1 did. And that's usually all companies care about, is like, will it sell, not like, should it sell? Which is a different thing. So I was really happy to hear that. At least 2 years, I swear. They are going to be, like, they're not without a plan. They're focusing on Battlefront. They said they really loved the reaction from fans of Battlefront, and the main complaint was just that there's not enough in the game. And they were like, that's a good complaint to have. And they're going to be fleshing out the next Battlefront. It's going to have lots of different modes. It's going to have... they're looking at putting a full-fledged story into it and all of that stuff. So maybe the next Battlefront will finally be what Josh wanted Battlefront to be, You
mean a full game?
Yes. It will be more.
Yeah, I know Spoda said it was good. They're going to do a Rogue One DLC to go alongside the release of the movie.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That probably should keep people coming back.
It's gonna be pretty cool, and I think next year's major release will probably be an updated Star Wars Battlefront from them. So that's nice. It's nice to hear. It also makes me genuinely excited to see what DICE ends up doing when they finally get back to Battlefield, instead of just expecting the same. Because, like, when they're on, like, the on... Don't talk to me about Battlefield. Okay. What can I talk to you about, Josh? I just want to talk to you about something that makes you happy.
That's a secret. Josh is never happy.
Leonardo says, I'm going to go broke in 2017 because of Digimon World, Next Order, Scalebound, freaking Crash Trilogy, Resident Evil 7, and Red Dead 2. Yep, 2017.
That's a lot of things.
It's shaping up to be a beautiful year.
Saving up that money, am I right?
It's gonna be good, or it's gonna be really disappointing. One of the two.
What about fucking that other one? That one that I don't know what I've said the one I want to get back on. What's play called? For Honor. Yeah, that one, For Honor.
Oh yeah.
I completely forgot For Honor existed.
Same.
I got onto the open alpha. That's probably why I still remember it.
Yeah, I still want to try that.
Well good.
That's Battlefield. Would you want? Do you guys? I know you guys are okay, like happy about that news. Nobody is like, oh, I want a Battlefield game next year. This is pissing me off.
Yeah, I mean, it makes more sense. It's just, especially like with the likes of like Ubisoft saying, oh, we're going to take a break from Assassin's Creed, then release like the remasters 2 and 3. It was nice to see that it was going to be one that actually does it.
Ooh. I don't know. They might end up doing remasters in the meantime.
You think?
I could see that.
I don't know.
I mean, they're easy to do, and they keep like the franchise.
It's a different kind of game to Assassin's Creed, though. It's like more multiplayer. Like, can you really remaster a multiplayer game?
I can see them remastering. What was it? 1980. What's it called? I don't know. That really popular one that everyone loves. Old-fashioned one. I
was going to say Bad Company 2.
Yeah, that one. I can see them doing that. It seems a bit pointless with one out right now, but I can still see it.
It's the equivalent of walking along a beach and seeing a nice, beautiful shell, and you look at it for a while, but it's just a shell. So you decide to peg it as a seagull, but your aim sucks, so it misses anyway and goes sailing into the night. That was almost a really beautiful metaphor, Josh, until you threw it at a seagull.
That's Josh's metaphors, man. They start off really nice, and then they just turn demonic.
Took like a massive left turn somewhere else.
I'm with you, Leonardo.
What's this? Spyro?
I mean, yeah. Spyro remastered, yeah. I mean, I'd be down for that.
What, you know, not into the Skylander stuff that they did with Spyro? Did that not sell you?
Unfortunately, I'm not a 9-year-old child, so...
Yeah, I do feel you. Depending on how Crash ends up doing, I can see it happening. But I do think they'll wait to see how well Crash does.
There is a Skylanders television series.
I can't imagine.
I know, it has Crash in it. Crash is Australian, and he sounds like an idiot.
It's because he's Asian. Have you ever played a Crash Bandicoot game? He is a massive idiot.
I have, but he doesn't
He's
sound...
meant to be an
he
idiot.
doesn't sound like the idiot I had in my head, okay?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. Okay.
He sounds like a dude, bro, and I don't like it.
I've always imagined him more as just the mute moron.
But, you know, he's an annoying Australian dude, bro, apparently.
Sweet.
If you want to Google that, just Google Crash voice Skylanders.
I don't want to ruin my my vision of what Crash is like.
And my final non-game awards news is really short and simple. Netflix is getting a download mode.
Do you think you'd be using it?
No, I have internet connection everywhere I go. But for people who don't, I mean, I could see it like when I go flying or traveling or whatever. I'll download a few episodes for the plane. Oh
yeah.
I mean, just
rather than having to use legitimate download means. Yeah, it's the same. I mean, I've got internet everywhere, and everywhere I would want to use Netflix is normally either at home or somewhere I've got an internet connection. So it's like
good for. I want to see like it's active now. I haven't tried it yet. I do want to see what the file sizes are like because like the pitch obviously here is for people that don't have internet everywhere or have poor connections. I just feel like it's kind of like the sizes of those files is going to negate that pitch because it's going to be like, oh, you don't have internet all the time. Here, download a 3 gig video. And it's like,
just let me find a spot to get my internet and just
yeah. If they could do that, they probably already had decent internet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
But hey, it's options.
I feel if I had bad internet, I would just try to get better internet. To be honest,
Alex says I will use it on my next flight definitely. You know what's really annoying? In America, and in good chunks of Asia, like it's really normal to have internet on your planes. Like it's been standard for years, and it's just really not in Europe, and it bugs the hell out of me. Like me, no internet, T-Mobile. Oh, I feel for you. I feel for you. I still get ashamed for that. I'm not surprised. I feel for you.
I died a little bit inside when I saw that.
But yeah, it's a good thing. Options are good. Options are always
good. Yeah, true.
Right.
Okay, now what do I have that wasn't part of the game award? Oh, yeah, okay, so my first thing is about Pokemon Sun and Moon. As we know, it launched last Wednesday, right?
Pokemon Sun and Moon is apparently full of waifus. That's what the internet has told me.
I don't know. I don't really play games for waifus.
Andy, you don't know.
And you know, everyone in the Pokemon game's like 10, so...
Look, it's all about that waifu life.
Alright, okay, so I'll take your word for that one. But,
you have to pay for Wi-Fi on planes. I ain't paying for that. Hell no.
Yeah.
I guess
I ain't about that.
It depends on the seat. On most of my planes, like it's like on business or like economy plus or first, like you get it. I think in economy you have to pay for it. At least that's been my experience.
I think last plane I was on, pay for Wi-Fi. So I'll let you know next time I'm on a plane.
Damn Americans
in like 3 weeks.
Fancy Andy. Okay, yeah.
Anyway, Pokemon Sun and Moon. Their sales as of I think that was Monday. They broke Nintendo's UK launch records.
Yeah, I heard about that.
This is for both of them put together. Individually, they were 3rd and 4th in the all-time sales chart.
Well, it doesn't. To be fair,
usually they combine the two because they're the
they
same
are the
game.
Same game. They are 100% the same game.
So, it overtook even the ones for Wii Fit and stuff like that.
This is of all time, yeah.
Yeah, this is forever.
I didn't. You know, what really weirded me out about this news is I didn't feel like there was as much hubbub about this Pokemon as there was about when X and Y came out.
See, I
But
wasn't even gonna
clearly
buy it
I'm wrong.
until-
Like,
Yeah, I wasn't going to buy it for ages until I saw like a few things about it like a couple of days before it launched, and I was like,
yeah.
no.
It does
No,
sound
I'm
like
not.
it deserved it.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting so far. I'm not that far in. I think I've played like what 6 hours maybe.
Yeah.
I've got like some scrub Pokemon, and like it's very different as of now.
Yeah, because X and Y was
So-
like a graphical overhaul, which was nice, but like Sun and Moon seems
was
like
still
a real
the-
overhaul of the systems,
Yeah,
which is.
I still like the meme enemy team that you fight against. Team Skull. They're all just such like meme trash. It's great.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I've just fought the leader of them. I think it was called like Growlix or something like that. And then before you fight him, he just says, "Oh yeah, it's your boy Growlix." I was like, "This is spectacular."
It's your boy Growling.
I don't think that's his name's something like that. I don't remember, but yeah, it's just like, wow. This is just like you literally just fight like millennial trash throughout the entire game. It's brilliant.
That must make you feel good.
It's good. It's pretty good.
Killing millennials is always the dream.
Yeah,
Killing my
I'll kill my own
fellow
generation.
people.
Great.
It's,
Yeah.
boy.
I like Target better than Walmart when it comes to clear. I only buy online really when it comes
Yeah,
to
but
games.
yeah, who buys games? No,
I don't Luke buys.
yeah.
Luke buys in store. Right? I think so anyway.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like I tend to. I tend to just when I go in the shop, just go to a game and be like, okay, this.
You
Oh,
like
this.
know the people in your local game as well too, don't you?
Yeah, and it's just. It's nice going to the store and then like seeing other people buying the same thing and just being like, oh, like, why are you getting it? It's just like kind of just
Because
like a
the
conversation.
media told me to.
Wait, what?
But yeah, I get you.
that was really all I had to say about Pokemon. That's it really. And I know we talked last week about this new map for Overwatch, Oasis.
Oh, did Josh go actually watch the Crash Bandicoot thing because he's triggered by
Oh,
it?
I assume so. Whoops.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It's one of those really like forced ones. Oh crap! I'm gonna die. Sorry.
Everyone's,
Yes. What did you say?
everyone's seen that. Oh wait, what? What?
Link Oasis. Oasis.
Oh, Oasis, yes. So there's a couple of videos on it now,
Yeah.
and it's got cars that drive around the periphery of the map,
Yeah.
and as it turns out, you can get killed by those cars.
It looks really nice. I like it.
Yeah, it looks cool. It's like all. I'll put a video in the chat if anyone wants to see about.
It
Or
feels
to listen
like
to it.
it feels like a futuristic debate, which feels like what they were also
Yeah.
going for from like the lore. So that's nice.
Yeah, it looks like something like that.
I wasn't impressed with the new gameplay trailer for Mass Effect Andromeda. We're going to talk about that,
Yeah, well, don't worry, I'll get me that one.
and
Get
I'm
me
going
that
to
one.
fight you. That's what's going to happen.
Oh my god.
I'm just giving you a heads up. What?
Leonardo brought up the infamous Donkey Kong Country cartoon,
Yeah.
Banana Smash.
Oh, God.
No, Banana Slammer. I actually used to love that thing as a kid, and now, like, obviously because I was a child.
Yeah.
And then, like, about a year or two ago, I rediscovered it. And I was like,
God.
oh my god, what is this?
Like,
my
why?
taste as a child was terrible.
Every episode had 2 songs specifically recorded for that episode. And they were all about either like bananas or Donkey Kong being in love and singing on a mountain.
Kids like songs.
Or,
Yeah, everyone likes songs.
I
right?
get why you got sold on it as a child.
but like, I don't remember that part.
You don't
You
remember
just
all
fil-
of
you
the
just
songs
filtered it
about
out in your
bananas?
child brain.
Like, I remember the banana slammers and him punching stuff. But, I don't remember any of the songs. Like, I went through all of them, being me, seeing if I could recognize any of them, and I just couldn't.
You love it because no one's gonna let you down. Oh, okay, Smurder, chill out. Oh, I called him Smurder again.
Oh my god, Kamal. Do you need help? Are you okay?
I don't look. It's just those two. They're just so similar.
Are they though?
No.
See, sure.
No, not at all.
I mean, they just show up in sass.
Yeah,
They
that's
got that.
true.
Yes.
Right. And,
Okay, so-
okay. Announcements. I guess we could go to Mass Effect Andromeda. Let's do this.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah,
Why
sure.
not?
Yeah?
Do it.
Oh, I just say why not.
No. I think you like hiccup in the middle of that or something.
I did.
You thought you
Like,
got away with it, but you didn't.
Like, like a
Basically,
heart
I'm
attack.
still feeling very wrecked after last night.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
we heard all about this.
We're gonna watch. We're gonna watch the Mass Effect. I'm done. We're gonna watch the Andromeda trailer.
Okay.
And you guys in chat tell it like Rota specifically. I want to hear why you didn't like it, and then I'll tell you.
haven't seen
I'll
this
tell
yet,
you
so-
why you're wrong.
Oh, fight. Say when.
Mass Effect
Go.
Andromeda is a next generation of action RPG.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck rocks and
Uh-huh.
shit.
Also, thanks for
Brand
following
new
Leonardo.
epic sci-fi adventure set
Thank
in a
you.
vast
I don't know
explorable
why you didn't
galaxy.
show up. I'm sorry.
You are the Pathfinder, part explorer, part soldier, part guide. And it's your mission to find a new home for humanity. But in Andromeda, resources are scarce, worlds are hazardous or outright uninhabitable. Every planet has its own story. On this one, warring outlaw factions fight over every available scrap. You can make new allies or enemies. The choice is yours.
Not too shabby for folk who got kicked off the station with nothing to show for it.
All I see is the trail of bodies they left behind. Sam.
There it is.
Sloan Kelly.
Thanks for the follow.
As head of Nexus Security, Miss Kelly served in the Alliance with a nearly spotless record.
Nearly?
She was involved in multiple altercations with other officers.
A hothead. Great.
What brings a Pathfinder to our humble port?
Van Terev. Name ring any bells?
What's he to you? And don't lie to me.
Just point me to where you're holding him and there won't be any trouble.
There won't be.
Drop it! Now! You first. Get out.
Or I'll put you down.
These worlds are big, so for the sake of time, we're going to speed up our adventure. There are many paths to follow on this planet, and you'll need everything at your disposal to survive. Whether it's a six-wheel drive Nomad, which protects you from hazards and enemies, or the scanning and analysis tools to help you interpret everything you discover.
Look for anything that might lead us to the killer.
The tracks make it look like an ambush.
Fits the Rokar profile. It's a start.
Angar and blood. Matches your Rokar theory, Reyes.
Keep scanning. We need hard evidence.
Oh, trigger.
In a dangerous alien galaxy desperate for resources, conflict is inevitable. But you'll have access to futuristic weapons, gear, and powers to help you in your fight for a new home.
Take that, giant robot. My knife hand.
Though you start out with the ship and the Nomad, almost everything else you need, you'll have to find, steal, or craft yourself. And that's critical to your survival. These worlds have many dangers, from environmental hazards to hostile wildlife.
I love how salty Josh is in the corners.
Right, he wants to fight you.
This is my favorite scene.
galaxy awaits. How
All right.
far will you go?
I'm just gonna go catch up on the chat to see exactly what everyone was saying. Leonardo says he likes that they brought back the Maker exploration. Yeah.
Maker looks pretty solid as well.
It looks like a good drive for once.
Yeah.
I think I saw Rota say get better face modeling, and I really genuinely agree
I agree with that.
I showed the trailer to my older brother, who has never played a Mass Effect game. Didn't know it was a Mass Effect game when he watched the trailer, which isn't surprising. But he was like, "Oh, that looks really, really cool." That cutscene looked really awkward and like not finished. And
yeah,
it
does stick out, doesn't it?
And I feel like if this is what they're showing, like the others aren't gonna be much better. Like, you put your best foot forward, you know.
That foot was missing a few toes.
So yeah, the face modeling is probably going to be pretty mediocre compared to some of like the really good stuff that we've been seeing recently. But it's something I can live with.
I mean, yeah, I don't know, but for the fact that the game is I assume like a Mass Effect game is going to be so heavily centered around like dialogue and talking.
I guess that's true.
You want your face modeling to be like on point, surely.
Do you not feel like this is taking more of a departure into like the exploration side of things than?
It does look like that, but I still feel like it's going to have a large part of dialogue just because it's a Mass Effect game, right?
It seems to me they've taken a step back from the kind of cinematicness of the previous 3 games, and they've just like expanded into everything else. If that makes sense. Like they're just not as like the narrative is there, and there's obviously going to be.
They're trying to branch out, sort of thing.
But I think maybe they care more about this, all the other new elements than maybe the talking.
I mean, I like the fact that they do that, but they should. I don't think they should do it to the detriment of one of their most, standout points, I guess.
To be fair, Josh, the Last of Us scene is not an in-game scene. It's pre-rendered. That game engine isn't even ready. That game announcement is over a year away. If you do want to compare it to something that will outclass it in every way, just look at Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uncharted is a beautiful game.
The fight, I will give them though, like if we're talking about animation, the fighting animation looked fluid, it felt weighty, it felt substantial, and it made me interested in it. I was like, that's combat that I want to play.
The Mass Effect fan of me really enjoyed this part. I all the time they were fighting, obviously apart from the biotic stuff, I was kind of thinking to myself, okay, which class is which? What am I seeing here? And because I couldn't really tell most of the time, I'm hoping they've either gotten rid of classes and you just have skills that you can upgrade, or there's more kind of like you can pick a class, but there's more of a fluid choice of what you can do, and like more of a free choice, if that makes sense. So you like pick and mix which bits you like.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's more customizable sort of thing. You don't have to be like pigeonholed into one particular skill set sort of thing.
Rota said there was an interactive briefing video where they explained more of the background of the game. I'm guessing that's like lore and stuff and world building.
That's my second thing.
Oh, is it? Do you want to show it, or do you just want to talk about it?
Well, to just finish off this one, there was a bit of lore in this trailer which I kind of liked, to show that like while they've travelled to this new galaxy, arseholes still exist, so it's not the best and brightest of every species.
Yeah.
I think that's very important in making sure that it's not just the other aliens are bad guys. You aliens are the good guys, and the other aliens are bad guys. No,
everyone's got their own bad guys.
Yeah, is what I've really enjoyed about the Mass Effect games, is that it's no one's portrayed as overall good. Even the Asari, these like supposedly elegant and intelligent figures, still have like scum thugs that beat people up from the knees
together.
Yeah.
The fight was that big alien monster thing. That reminded me of Dragon Age. It felt kind of like one of their little mini like on map boss fights. Not like a full-fledged dragon, but kind of like a mini one of that, which was interesting. The dialogue tree has changed. It's not it's not the same. It's not as simple as it was in the old Mass Effect games. It's still pretty simple, but I think it's like it's closer to the Dragon Age dialogue tree. But yeah,
like I was really sorry. I was just really.
Yes.
I was really hoping they would have let go of the cut and dryness of what is the Renegade option and what is the Paragon option. Because that's something I didn't enjoy.
It is more like emotion based if it's anything like Dragon Age.
Yeah. Because it's like in the previous Mass Effect games, it's top left and top right if you want to be Paragon, and then bottom right and bottom left if you want to be the Renegade.
Yeah.
Which I was a bit like, you kind of just telling me now what is the good option and what's the evil option.
I would have preferred it even if they just like, I'm sure lots of other people would argue with me that they wouldn't, but I would have preferred it if it was just not labeled at all. Like these are the options, do it. If that turns out to be evil, that was your fucking choice, and that's okay. You know? Like instead of
it's
being
less
like
hand-holdy.
Yeah, because there were definitely times in 2 where like the good option I didn't feel like was that good. Like the only reason I knew it was good was because it was the good option.
Because they told you
know?
it was.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have picked it otherwise. But I was like, oh, I'm doing a Paragon run. I'm going to pick the Paragon.
I better pick the good thing.
Yeah.
I'm planning to do a Mass Effect stream where I just do Renegade, and it's going to be amazing because I never really experienced the Renegade parts of that game apart from what I've seen on YouTube.
I haven't seen the Digimon Next World Order thing, Leonardo, but I am I'll give it a look for sure. But overall, pretty excited. More excited for the gameplay trailer than I was for the show the briefing. Okay, we'll show the fucking briefing.
Chill out, right, Jesus. Alright, let's see the briefing. This is the other link, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just watch this thing.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome, recruits. I am Avina, your virtual intelligence resource and guide for the duration
Fucking
of this
Avina,
briefing.
sorry.
Inspired by the Milky Way Citadel, the Nexus is a smaller, streamlined space station designed to serve as your central support hub and temporary home once in Andromeda. The Nexus will carry with it a contingent of officials, engineers, traders, and security personnel on its voyage to Andromeda. All remaining humans will travel together, 20,000 strong, on Ark Hyperion. Even with faster-than-light travel, it would still take several human lifetimes to cover the 2.5 million light-years to your destination. Survival will be made possible by spending the majority of this voyage in cryostasis, protected beneath the Mass Effect shields generated by your pods. As you travel to the edges of the known galaxy, a small escort of combat pilots will defend us from any threats. However, once we cross into dark space, we will be alone with only our kinetic barriers to shield us during our centuries-long journey. Once in Andromeda, the Nexus and Arcs will rendezvous in the Helios cluster, and operations will commence immediately. While the Nexus will be largely functional at launch, many elements of its construction are only scheduled for completion upon arrival at our destination. Docked to the Nexus, the Arcs will provide additional power and storage to the station. You will be revived and assigned quarters in one of the residential blocks for a short time, as our immigration staff assist you in choosing a new
That stance is
homeworld.
really weird. That woman stands weird.
Until the Pathfinders have completed securing these habitats, the Nexus will offer many duties and distractions. The archives in the Cultural Center house the combined history of the many Milky Way species and will assist new races encountered in learning about our galaxy and its past. Lush hydroponics gardens are available for a quiet escape. Or you can also take the opportunity to socialize with a visit to the Vortex Lounge for any desired off-duty indulgences. The Operations Center will oversee security and management of the entire station, housing everything from colonization efforts to Pathfinder HQ, where Pathfinders will converge to share information and discuss their progress. The state-of-the-art science labs will also be on hand to investigate their discoveries as they begin to unlock the secrets of this new galaxy. Together, you will create a bustling center of trade, community, government, and diplomacy. The beating heart of your new beginning in Andromeda. I invite you to visit me there for further assistance. Assist you in.
One sec.
So the new Citadel looks nice.
It looks. I think right. I like that video. It's much more interesting than the other one.
The only thing that I really cared about that video was that when they got awoken from their cryosleep, they called it being revived, which I liked because technically you're dead.
Yeah,
that's all.
That's it. Yeah.
It does look exactly like the Citadel. It's going to probably be acting like the Citadel act in the original Mass Effect.
I imagine it'll be like the game. It'll be like the hub world sort of thing.
Yeah. I want other aliens in the Andromeda thing when they see you to be like, what is that gross pile of flesh?
Yeah.
That's what I want the reaction to be. I've never seen one before, it's disgusting.
It's like, why has it only got 2 arms, the fucking weird creature?
But I know that's not going to happen from the other trailer.
No, of course not. No.
That's my dream. But, this makes me feel like this reassures me in the sense that of like it will be a Mass Effect game. You don't have to worry about it departing too far from the series. It will be a Mass Effect game.
I like how Pathfinders are just the new Spectres.
Yeah,
pretty much, essentially.
But one thing they keep talking about in these trailers is about how the resources in Andromeda are scarce. Which, like, I'm wondering why the fuck that is.
First thing I was wondering is how do they know that? They said they got about there was an unknown galaxy and all that, but the resources will be scarce.
I thought they solely said it was scarce on that planet in the other trailer.
Well,
that would make more sense.
In this trailer, they don't mention it. In the previous trailer, they mentioned that on the planet as well, but they also say again that resources are scarce in Andromeda, and like it's your job to find worlds where there are resources and like direct whoever to that or something. But
seems a bit weird.
Let's calm down with the jargon there, Luke.
It seems a bit weird that the whole galaxy would have a resource problem. But
it makes me think either A, there were loads of races there previously that have just used up all the resources and then died, or B, maybe there's a bunch of new kind of elements and like they just don't know how to properly use these new stuff yet. That's why they got like the science lounge where you take stuff back to or whatever.
That would bug me.
Yeah.
Because that's not how elements work.
Yeah.
But the other one would be very interesting to me. The other theory. But I do want a reason for it. I don't want it to just be like, oh, that's how this entire galaxy was formed. Just resourceless.
Yeah.
It's like that's not how galaxies work.
No, do that.
But we'll see. It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Right. Do you have anything else to say about Mass Effect?
No, not really.
Sweet. Who wants to take the next thing?
No. Your only thing from the VGAs is the Zelda thing, right?
Yeah.
So do you want to talk about that, and then I'll do the other things, and then do the rundown I have?
They did 2 trailers for Legend of Zelda. One was a gameplay trailer, and one was like a trailer. I'm only going to show the trailer. The gameplay trailer doesn't show anything particularly new. It shows a new area, but more of like kind of Zelda's gameplay is very open world RPG. Like you know what you're getting if you've seen a gameplay trailer before.
I want to headbutt those 2 people as well.
But the new regular trailer is pretty interesting. It shows some new stuff, which I will play now.
Is this 4 or 4A?
This is 4A.
Okay, okay, cool.
Right.
Let's have a look at this.
When you guys are ready.
I'm ready when you are.
Let's go.
World premiere.
World premiere. Right. Oh, Nintendo, there you go. It's on the Switch now. That's an official thing. I keep forgetting that that's a thing. So they showed some stuff that they haven't shown before. They showed that and this was obviously, it was going to happen. I don't want to live in any world that doesn't have an air conditioner. Welcome back, Josh. They showed that, like, there were going to be cities and villages and stuff, which they haven't shown before, but again, it was something you could have, like, guessed that would be a thing. Obviously, the fan theories right now are this takes place after a major, like, kind of ruining event, like post-apocalypse, like after people have kind of regathered. So the villages
would explain all the ruins and all that.
Yeah, so the villages are much smaller. They're not like super big, packed cities and stuff, but they're there. There is an airship. Never seen that before.
Flappy bird people are back too.
Yeah, the bird people from Wind Waker. It's slightly different in evolution, but that always happens in Zelda games because they take place across like a massive timeline. So like, dependent on where they are, they're either more evolutionarily evolved or less. So, which is kind of an interesting thing that they take into account. But the big things people are talking about is this woman right here, who we don't know who the hell this woman is. She has her face cut off. She looks like she has long hair, and she looks like she's wearing clothes that are reminiscent to the clothes Link was wearing in the first trailer. So maybe she's from a similar tribe to him, or related to him in some way. We don't know. And then the other woman, which everyone is guessing, and everyone rightfully so, is probably Princess Zelda, because you see Link kneeling behind her, and then she forms a fist, and this is the most read into fist in gaming history, because apparently this fist that she forms and the fact that Link is kneeling behind her means Zelda is now a playable character. That's what people have decided.
That was a big leap right
there. Which, you know, feels like a bit of a leap that's going to lead to lots of disappointment, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Why would you think that?
Because she made a fist, Luke.
Yeah, she made a fist. That means she's going to fight. That means you have to play as her for her to fight, right?
I just think she's going to do, like, the usual thing that Zelda almost always does. And she like, always, for, like, the little credit that people give her, she always takes an active role in the situations that are happening. And she will probably, like, some big bad is going to happen, and she's probably going to take an active role in that as a non-playable character. Because they have said that she's not playable. Like, before this. They haven't said that after this. Because Nintendo knows to let the hype just be the hype.
What do you let the hype blow itself up?
But,
what do you think of the Link sleepy theory?
The Link sleepy theory?
Yeah, that this is a Link that wasn't exactly born into this world, in this time.
Yeah, I'm pretty big fan of that theory, especially with like there's a thing about Zelda games that people that don't play them probably won't know, but every game starts with Link waking up. It's just a tradition. Like the first thing that happens is you open your eyes and you get up in the morning, right? And so this time, like every other time, the first thing you do is you wake up. But you wake up in, like, this tomb. Like, you wake up as if you've been buried away. Like, to be, like, just locked in case needed. And, and it's very techy, like, this game, which no Zelda game before that has been. Like, there's airships, there's tablets, there's, like, weird electronic robot monsters, you know what I mean? So I feel like you might have been put into some form of, like, cryosleep thing.
Well, there was a shot in, like, you know how when the Video Game Awards does this thing of like heroes are and they just show loads of different shots from different games. There's a really tiny small shot that I noticed of Link waking up in this like blue liquid.
Yeah,
and I was just like, that's their version of cryosleep.
Yeah, right. It does seem to fit the bill for sure. But either way, it's coming out sometime in 2017. They still haven't given us a date, so that's a bit annoying. But I'm excited. It's a tradition breaker. At least that's the goal. So let's hope they fulfill that goal.
Did you see in the gameplay how like you got all these different weapons to switch from?
Yeah, weapon. Okay, so this is the thing I actually don't like in video games, so I'm interested to see if it triggers me as much in this. But durability is a thing with weapons, and they will break after use. And for me, it's always just been kind of an irritation that I don't like to think about. Even
Yeah, I got you.
But they have added something that's kind of cool in the sense that like that crafting system lets you embed like different traits and stuff, like in your food and your weapons and things. So it's kind of a give and take. We'll see. Obviously, the Master Sword, when you do eventually get that, which no one's really talking about, but Link has on his back right fecking now. I only just noticed. Master Sword don't break. Master Sword don't break.
It's all like dulled and cracked and
which means it lost its power, you know, because the Master Sword can't be dulled if it's embedded with the power that it's meant to have in it. Which means for some reason the Master Sword's lost its power. So I'm guessing a good arc of that game is going to be restoring the power to that sword.
The one thing I got from the gameplay thing, when it came to like the weapons breaking and stuff, you seem to be able to pick up all the enemy weapons and store them.
Yeah.
So like maybe like if you want to play it that way, you could just hoard all these weapons
Make
and
an
see
arsenal.
breaks, just like ah!
Become like Erza from Fairy Tail. It's just like hot switch. Yeah, that's probably what I'll end up doing, honestly, because I just don't like to think about it. But it's pretty exciting. Right, and that's almost all of my links, but that's all my links from the Game Awards. I literally just had that one trailer from the Game Awards.
Alright, okay, so I had one little... The first one I'll do is the Guardians of the Galaxy one.
Right. So, that's not even like a thing. You could just talk
yeah,
over that.
Yeah, it's literally that there was a little teaser in between a few things. They announced that the newest Telltale what's the word for it? Franchise is going to be Guardians of the Galaxy.
I knew that this was coming.
I'm entirely unsurprised that it's a thing.
I read a leak somewhere that this was coming. I didn't believe it.
Yeah, really. I saw it on Twitter like not long after it, either just before or just after it was announced, and I was like, you know what, that sounds very believable. I can totally see that as a thing.
Yeah.
I assume, I don't know, I feel like there's enough Telltale stuff for me to be hyped about, so I'm probably not going to be bothered about this one.
It'll be there if you need it.
Yeah, it'll be there. Once the series is out, I might get it once they're all there.
I'm actually pretty excited for it because of how well they did the Borderlands one. Well, but get off Twitch. Sorry.
I'm interested to see what they'll do with it, like whether they'll bring it with like the main characters in this. I think I'd personally be more interested if you played as new characters.
I guess, but doesn't
in the same universe
feel weird?
I don't know.
Because like Borderlands had the thing of
maybe.
like Borderlands was never linked to characters. You know, Borderlands was the universe.
Yeah, that's what I would prefer it to be universe rather than characters. I'd like it was with Game of Thrones, which is a terrible example because I don't really like Telltale Game of Thrones, but
but the idea.
Yeah, the idea of it is good.
Yeah. What words?
I don't know if you could do one in the universe, because like the Marvel space stuff isn't really that expanded, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's kind of whatever it needs it to be. Like you more or less read just for the characters rather than like what's going on with Groot's people.
Yeah,
actually no, he doesn't have a people, by the way. I just remembering that now.
But he's immortal. Because you can grow him out of like his pieces.
I don't know. I'm just not sure if there's like...
Yeah, I get you. The other thing is, I don't know, I don't feel like that when it comes to stuff like Guardians, freaking Game of Thrones and Borderlands, that like I, as a fan of Borderlands and as a fan of Game of Thrones, I would imagine, you know a lot about that world, and like your connection is always made to the world. Like Game of Thrones, I know, I haven't watched a lot of it, but I know like it doesn't have a single central character. Like it's like, let's talk about these guys, then let's talk about these guys, then let's talk about these guys, and just like bounce around as like you explore the world. And Borderlands, obviously, every game you get new characters and explore the world again. But especially since this is a mainstream game and Guardians of the Galaxy isn't a mainstream comic, it's a mainstream movie. I feel like the expectation is going to be
universe-wise would be too niche.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. Yeah, I could say that, but I don't know.
The Batman game, so I've seen episode 1 and 2 of the Batman game. They were both pretty good for by Telltale standards. I heard that episode 4, was it? I don't know. There was an episode where the Joker was introduced, and apparently it was a real big disappointment. But that's the last thing I've heard from that. But every episode before that, I think the 3 episodes before that were pretty highly praised. So if the final episode wraps it up in a nice bow tie, I think the general consensus will be that it was a good game. It does a lot of the Batman one does a lot of interesting stuff with the characters. I'll give them that. They reimagined a lot of the characters, which is nice because Batman has not been done into the ground. Yeah, it has. So there you go. But I think my biggest thing with Telltale is it feels overarchingly, if you've played all of the Telltale games, there's the Telltale formula in all of them. And,
sure.
I want them to expand on that. I want them to move forward, like Rocky would say. They need to keep moving forward.
Yeah, don't just churn out the same sort of thing over and over again.
That was a good episode. I liked it. I haven't seen it yet, so I don't have a personal opinion, but I was just kind of going off the general.
Yeah, I've only seen the first 2, so
I did like the first 2 though.
Yeah, I also got the first one because it was free to download, but I haven't played it yet.
I also know that Rota is wrong in his opinions of everything, so it's okay.
That is also true. So I will not trust Rota on any of his opinions.
Rota thinks Watch Dogs 2 is well written, and as much as I want to play Watch Dogs 2, it's not well written.
My other trailer is definitely a proper trailer. We should definitely watch that one. It's the Death Stranding trailer.
Oh, that's a proper trailer.
It's a watcher, that one.
Okay, before we watch this, for anyone that doesn't know, Death Stranding is the new game by Kojima.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Kojima is the guy that made Metal Gear Solid. Kojima is a bit of a weirdo.
Yeah, a little bit, as we'll soon find out.
in a kind of nice way.
Yeah. Not like licking windows on the bus.
I say that, and just to go a bit off topic, I was just watching some of the, PT was the horror game that Kojima and, this is actually kind of on topic. Yeah, who's in this trailer.
Yeah.
That was the game they were meant to make. And people have been, it's 2 years. Can you believe it's 2 years since that demo came out? And people have,
really doesn't feel like 2 years,
right? People have still been looking, searching through it to get all of the clues and stuff. They still haven't finished. But some guy finally pulled the assets out of the game, and then they put them into the Metal Gear Solid game. And there's this scene, because Kojima's he's a weirdo, man. As much as I like Kojima, he's a weirdo. There's a scene in Metal Gear Solid where one of the characters, who literally just wears a bikini and a thong, dances in the rain. And they swap the model out with the PT monster.
God, please never show me that ever.
I won't, but it's just a PT monster sexually dancing in the rain. It's the greatest thing. It's nightmare fuel. It's weirdly scarier than the PT monster on its own. But it was amazing. And then from there I stumbled onto a scene that apparently, if you keep your relationship stat, was Quiet, who's the bikini-clad thong woman in Metal Gear Solid. If you keep your relationship stat high enough with her, you get a special scene where you shower with Quiet, right? Okay.
Very
joy.
Okay, look, I don't mind sex scenes in video games, but this wasn't a sex scene. It was a shower scene where she was still wearing her bikini, and there was a bunch of men watching. There's a bunch of other soldiers watching.
Also, your character seems to be covered in shit as well.
Yeah.
And she's hogging the shower.
Yeah, you're not even getting cleaned. And I think my favourite part is that there's a guy in the background who says, "Yeah, she's a naughty girl." I swear! I just broke down, I couldn't. Kojima, everybody. Okay, I feel like I've prefaced this trailer enough.
Yeah, I think you. Yeah, let's watch Death Stranding.
3, 2, 1, go. A rainbow.
The rainbow.
I don't know, better is the right word, right?
Why?
Oh yeah. He just achieved sexual climax in that scene. Right. To answer Hook's question, apparently Kojima and him are very good friends, and so he's also going to be aiding in the development of this game since the PT thing got cancelled. I want to say something that's actually pretty cool about this trailer and the last trailer though. Like, as weird as they both are, and as much as I don't really think without like super deep theorizing and a lot of luck, you will get what these games are about from these trailers. There is there's definitely a lot of thought that has gone into them, because if you watch this trailer and you have the old trailer open at the exact same time and you run them together, the moment the baby that what's his name from The Walking Dead is holding disappears in the original trailer, it appears in the tube lights up with the baby in it in this trailer. Those were synced up perfectly. That's not a coincidence. Like, there's some weird level of thought behind this. I want to say that these trailers don't mean anything, but clearly there is, like, some thought behind them. Like, there is some meaning.
You'd imagine it's not just random, right?
Yeah. Like, when I watched the first one, I did honestly... No, I'm reading this one. I did honestly feel like it was just kind of random nonsense. Like, but I am now convinced that this game is going to be real weird.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as Kojima started, it was going to be real weird.
That's true.
I don't know what the tendrils are about. Like, what the...
You seem to, like, get to command skeletal armies with tendrils that stick out of your abdominal region.
Yeah, because the ones they were connected to the tank by them as well.
Yeah.
Just
like,
very strange.
Didn't Norman Reedus have his connected to the baby in the first trailer?
Yeah.
And
he
then
had
maybe,
like a weird abdominal cord thingy.
And maybe this guy is connected to the baby in the tube.
Maybe.
Okay, everyone's connected, man.
Am I gonna have to run around with tendril baby for an entire game? Because I'm not comfortable like killing people with like fetus baby next to me.
Why is the baby important, though?
I don't know. Maybe they're stealing all our babies.
It looks cool. It's made in the same and like I mean, it doesn't look cool as in like the gameplay, as in it looks pretty. Like,
well, pretty's not really the right word, is it?
Okay, it looks
impressive.
Impressive. That doesn't seem right either. Come on. Graphically, it looks impressive. It's made in the same engine as Horizon Zero Dawn, which is crazy to me because they are very different. So that engine is very flexible.
Yeah.
Maybe babies are just evil, and like the army is sending the skeletal zombies to kill all the babies, and everyone's trying to protect the babies because they don't want the skeletal zombies to take over the world. We did it! We solved it! That's the game!
Yep, that's it. Nailed it.
Mad looks pretty. Mad. No, he doesn't. Look, I'll tell you what you just got though, Hook. You got to look at what he'd look like in bed. So, there you go.
Oh, okay. Even with the weird tendrils and everything.
Yeah, probably.
Planes had tendrils. Why?
No, maybe they just got to airdrop some skeletal soldiers in.
So that was something.
Yeah.
Do you want to go over the show in general then? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do a quick rundown of what happened in the show. So if you bear with me 1 second.
And it pleased me greatly.
Okay, so obviously they were like some of the main big trailers that we've already shown there. So to start with, I'll just do the main points. To begin with, Jeff Keighley gave a speech and gave the 2015 game. What was it? The influential game. Personal
it was like influencer award or something. For
top game influencer or something like that.
One.
Yeah, to Kojima from last year.
That's why I said he loved him.
He wasn't allowed to attend last year because of legal threats from Konami.
Yeah.
So it was Industry Icon, that was it. He got an Industry Icon award. And then Jeff Keighley gave a big speech and just like pretty much called out Konami and all the garbage that went on last.
Yeah, it was like a nice love letter to Konami, to Kojima as he sat there.
And he was just like he just did lots of very yeah, thanks guys. Yeah, it was all a bit
I've never felt more awkward watching an award ceremony than that one.
Yeah, I watched the speech.
Oh, that wasn't the worst part of that award ceremony.
Oh, no, much more awkward part of that.
But like, he didn't seem to want to be like. Could you? He made this big deal about.
Yeah, because he was like, guys, let's just forget about it. Let's just move on. And he's like, no, we're gonna call them out. We're gonna do it.
I will say, like, it's hard to tell where like because he's a Japanese man, you know.
He's a very reserved guy.
Yeah,
sort of thing, right?
his like English isn't his first culture or language, so it's hard to tell if he was feeling uncomfortable or if he wasn't. You know, who knows?
Yeah.
But it did look weird.
Yeah, yeah.
Did he end the stream by making a call me just
I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised.
In essence.
And then obviously after that they did the Death Stranding trailer, and then obviously
everyone lost their butts for it.
Yeah, then the perfect segue from that, they brought on 2 rappers to promote Gears 4.
Dude,
which is very
the music
weird.
segues in this thing and like the game announcements and stuff weren't lined up like well. Like,
yeah, it was very strange.
Did you like see the part where they announced like that that Dragon Cancer won Games for Change award, and then like straight after that they just went like into like super happy upbeat weirdness and like music?
Yeah, that's all very whoever did the staging and all that did not really understand how moods work, but yeah.
Yeah.
So after that they did the award for best art direction, which went to Inside.
Yeah, which I was cool with.
We picked that when we did that, right?
Yeah. I will say, another thing that I didn't like happened there. And just to clarify for everyone watching, I didn't watch the entire show. I did read all of the answer. I wanted to watch the entire show. I started watching it. I couldn't make it through because it was really like commercialized and there was loads of ads everywhere. And it started getting on my nerves.
But didn't you enjoy the giant razor robot?
That's when I quit. That's when I fucking quit.
No, that's when I gave up.
They introduced him, and I was like, out.
But yeah, they did Telltale. They did the Telltale thing. Then after that, they had an advert for razors, and they brought in this fucking Hydro razor robot, and it's just like, what the fuck is this? What is this, guys?
Is Jeff trying to keep these awards alive somehow?
Yeah, he's got to pay the bills, I guess, but, you know.
I know, but Jesus Christ, really? A fucking razor robot? Are you for real?
This is what he's got to do.
Just
sometimes that's
is a completely out-of-date and irrelevant YouTuber that somehow convinced everyone that she still matters.
Matt Pat could not stop staring at her boobs.
Wait, really?
I was watching it and I swear he'd like kept looking like.
I didn't even know Matt Pat was in it. I didn't get that far.
Matt Pat was next to her, they were both doing the award at the same time. And I swear, like he kept looking down like every few seconds. I was like, Matt Pat, jeez, come on.
Get on camera, guys, stop. No, I didn't. Okay.
But what really irritated me was like the way they announced the Indie Game Award. So they announced that Inside won the Art Direction Award, and then they were like, Inside also wins Best Indie Game Award, and they just they let them get on stage, they give them one award, and they walk them off. And I was like,
they just sort of shoehorned the other one in there.
Yeah, like I get that they won 2 awards, but they deserve to have like awards, 2 announcements.
Yeah, you
like
get
they won 2 awards.
That's how that works, right?
I don't know.
It's like if you're at the Oscars and that, you don't. Like,
you have to make time for all the
best screenplays. Oh, they also got best director and like throw the other Oscar at them as they leave the stage.
Yeah.
That'll do.
Well, they did it for a number of games.
Yeah,
that doesn't make it okay though. Surely.
It just seems to be that like I can't rent the stage for enough time.
It's definitely a timing issue, but it annoyed me for the reasons that obviously I felt like these games deserve their time, and the other thing is it felt like they were making the room to fit more ads in it, like especially this year. Like I didn't feel that as much last year, but this year it just felt like we need space to advertise stuff. We need space to let companies talk about their companyness, you know?
Yeah.
Which again, I'm sure like it was the only way he could fund this event. Still irritating, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be quite so blatant, I guess. I know that's kind of hard to do, but it's
definitely difficult.
It leaves a bad taste in your mouth, right?
Yeah. Who won what else?
Alright, so we've got Doom won Best Action Game. Which is with it, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, like, it revitalized Doom.
Yeah.
I would have no problem with it. And then the Impact Award was won by that Dragon Cancer.
Yeah. Which, again,
because how could you not give it to that?
Yeah.
But his speech, though, I was playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate at the time while watching it.
You just had to stop.
I had to put down the controller and just tune to my laptop and watch it.
Yeah.
God damn.
I mean, to be fair, it's gonna be a very emotional speech, but it's just yeah. But come on, the way they put it to the very upbeat, happy music after that, it's just guys, just why? Do you not understand how this works? But then Boogie 2988 won the Trending Gamer of 2016.
I couldn't care less about that award.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't know who that is first.
Oh, I know. Boogie's
I'd heard of him, but I have no idea anything about what he does or whatever.
He's very big. I don't know. I don't care.
Boogie's been around.
Yeah.
As an award category, I don't really care about it.
Yeah. Best voice actor. My God, shock horror. Nolan North won that one.
Yeah, and he gave a really nice speech. I was actually really happy that he won it, because it's kind of it was more than just his performance. It was kind of an acknowledgement of the culmination of everything that's led up to the final Drake game and everything he's done in the past decade of voice acting. Yeah, it just felt really deserved, especially he was an influential part in Naughty Dog's recent games, and Naughty Dog's recent games were an influential part in more serious storytelling in video games in general. You know?
Yeah. I guess.
So I think he was a really positive influence in that sense. Funnily enough, people decided to make it that his influence was negative because the interpretation of his speech was apparently that he was saying
everyone was whining about it. Yeah.
And they're not important, and that they're whiny, but that's not what he was trying to say at all. I don't know. It was just one of those things, everyone needed something to complain about, and sorry.
It felt like his speech was perhaps a reaction against people telling him that he needs to go up there and say something. Just this kind of no, it's not about that, and then did this really nice thing instead.
He could, yeah. I think I wrote saying he could have better highlighted the voice actor strike. He didn't do a good job at that. It was very confusing. So I don't think he wanted to highlight the voice actor strike. I don't think he wanted to, and I think if you listen to his speech, he specifically he was trying to say that all of the creatives in video games are very important, and they're all being disparaged equally right now, and we need to work on that as a whole. That's what he's. At least that's what I got from his speech. But everyone else seemed to get that. He was saying basically he was saying that the voice actor strike was wrong, and that voice actors are less relevant than people who are already doing the stuff that they're doing.
I think the people who complained wanted them to ham it up and make it a huge deal about voice actors because he's a prominent voice actor, so he should clearly be the voice of all the voice actors.
I really do feel like people wanted that from him, and he didn't give them that, and that's why they were upset. And the other thing is, I don't even while I do think there was definitely a bit of voice actor politics in his speech. I don't think that was the point of it at all. I think the point of it was just to say thank you to Naughty Dog, because he feels like he's in debt to them. Because they gave him this career.
They gave him so much stuff, right?
Yeah, and he was just saying a big thank you to all of the programmers and the artists and the testers and the designers that were involved in those games.
For sure.
And I think people tried to make it a bit more political than it was. I don't know. I felt bad for him because he was just trying to be humble and thankful, and people just made it a big thing. It's it's his speech. It's not his job to be a political figure, you know?
Yeah, it's up to him what he makes this speech about.
Yeah, Luke.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say it could be that these people, because he didn't say anything, are now choosing to. Well, let's take the fact that he didn't say anything and let's do something with that. Which is not uncommon.
It's definitely not uncommon. It's annoying, but not uncommon.
Yeah.
The voice actor strike, Josh, is about quite a lot of things. It's about bad contracts. It's about
it's outdated contracts from the 80s, from when games weren't really a massive industry, so they've got comparably worse compensations and pay in comparison to other actors and other guilds and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But in a nutshell, basically,
it basically kind of boils down to back when video games were young and these contracts and these agreements were forged, video games didn't make money like this. and voice actors weren't an important part of the stories they told. They didn't really tell stories at all, you know? And that's not a thing anymore. But voice actors still get paid, and their contracts still get made like that is a thing. Which is a problem, but video games have massive problems with their workforce. I mean, crunch and underpay is rampant. If you want to be a programmer and know more than almost any programmer on the planet and get paid the least, you work in gaming. It's the worst paying, one of the hardest worked, programming jobs you can get. It's ridiculous. But people do it because they love it, you know? And it sucks that they have to, because they shouldn't have to just do it because they love it. They shouldn't have to suffer just because they enjoy their job, you know? But they do.
Yeah.
Also, it's going for regular actors over specialized actors for roles more and more. That's another thing is, I think another thing that kind of catalyzed this movement was the kind of attempt for studios to go for big names instead of talent. And the big names were getting paid big money for the same roles that they would offer a regular voice actor really poor contracts for, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
So it's kind of insulting, considering your quality of work is still there. It's still as good, if not better, most of the time.
This guy was in a very big TV show, so
he will help sell more games to the general populace, I think, is what it boils down to.
Yeah. Moving on. In the most unsurprising thing ever, Forza Horizon 3 won Best Sports Racing Game.
Thank God for that. I was worried it was going to lose to one of the sports games. Because Luke reminded me how much I hate that category.
There was a whole bunch of more crap Razer adverts. Best narrative went to Uncharted 4.
Fair.
Again, unsurprisingly. What else do we have? Best game direction went to Overwatch, which I think, that was again very well deserved, right?
Best game. Oh yeah, that was that's
best game direction
studio, right?
Best studio for game direction.
Yeah, that's definitely the way Blizzard has handled Overwatch over the last couple months has been pretty good, I would say. And their advertising technique and marketing is flawless.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Best action adventure game went to Dishonored 2.
Yeah, baby. I wanted Dishonored 2 to win that award so badly. I love that game. I love that game so much. I want to play more of it, but I got work to do. I'm waiting for them to add the level selector, which should have already been there, to be fair. But there you go. Carry on.
What? Mm-hmm.
Just for Josh, I kind of already said it, but it's basically it's the way a company handled a game from launch to kind of release to afterwards, and their direction and presentation of that game. I don't remember their exact wording. They have exact wording for it, but that's kind of what it boils down to.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's more about the company's handling of it than the game itself, really. CD Projekt Red won that last year because of how good they were was The Witcher and the free DLC and the patches and the work afterwards and stuff like that, and the lack of DRM, blah blah blah.
And then the final one was Game of the Year, and that was Overwatch, obviously.
I guess.
Kind of. I don't know. I thought it was kind of a foregone conclusion.
I don't know. I
don't like game. I don't like Game of the Year every time.
It's a very vague category. You don't
like the award, or you don't like the winner?
The award.
It's a very vague category, but
I don't mind.
I don't know. I feel like everyone needs what was the best thing, sort of one.
I don't mind the Game of the Year award, as an award. I guess Overwatch deserved it.
Yeah, I would definitely deserve it.
I think I would have said Uncharted 4, but I will say the good thing about Overwatch winning it is that Overwatch is a new IP.
Yeah.
And I think it's good for a new IP to win it instead of sequels, because I don't want...
Oh, Josh is triggered again.
I don't want sequels. Okay, Josh, what would you have given it to? It's a lot harder to name one. honestly, I was thinking about it as well, because when they said Overwatch, I was kind of like, huh? But I was like, what else really is there? There was Uncharted 4, and...
What was the other town?
I don't... Like, there were other good games this year, but none of them were, like... see, I wouldn't have given it to Dishonored, because I think Dishonored's gameplay is next level, but I don't think their story, for example, it's very predictable, and like their music was very good, but like, do you take into account release? Do you take into account the fact that like it was a poor launch, but Overwatch was a great launch? Does that matter? It's really where do you draw the lines? You know, like what?
No, so just for Josh, the shortlisted ones for Game of the Year were Doom, Inside, Overwatch, Titanfall 2, and Uncharted 4.
I mean, I don't. Also, Josh, I don't care about like the nominees. If there was a game that wasn't nominated that you would have given Game of the Year, I want to hear it. Like, because I can't think of anything.
Yeah, I couldn't. Well, when we were going through like last week about looking for extra nominations, so we really couldn't think of anything else to put in most of the categories, right?
Yeah.
So it's like
Inside got the award it should have got. Uncharted 4 got the award it should have got, which was narrative. Like, regardless of if it got Game of the Year or not, it got the narrative award. Doom got sound and action game, which again it deserved. Dishonored got action adventure, which it deserved. So everyone kind of got their like overall thing, and then Overwatch got Game of the Year. And I guess in essence, Overwatch did the most right, and it was also the most popular game, and it's also probably been the most influential game on the industry. I guarantee you, the future of gaming is going to be Overwatch tinted. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
So I guess in that sense, it really depends how you're marking it, but in that sense, it deserved it.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely deserved. I couldn't think of anything to top it.
It's sure as hell the game I play the most right now, if that means anything.
For sure.
What would your individual Game of the Years be?
Probably Overwatch, because it's the game I played the most this year.
Including chat. Mine would be Dishonored, but I'm not surprised that they didn't give it to Dishonored. Just because of, like, they truly stumbled on their launch. And it was very disappointing, but as an experience, it was really powerful for me. And I have I made so many stories in my gameplay, and that's what I love about Dishonored. Like, but Overwatch would be a close second for me, but it wouldn't have been first. Lukey?
I really honestly don't know, because I really like I don't like Game of the Year. I don't like the idea behind it the same way I don't like Film of the Year or whatever. Because I just feel like while I get an overall satisfaction from playing games, I don't play my games to feel the same thing every time. You know. Like I really appreciate like the different categories. But Overwatch is definitely my best multiplayer game this year. But and it was the one I enjoyed the most, admittedly. But I just don't like Game of the Year. I never have.
Chat is solidly Uncharted 4. 10 out of 10 Uncharted 4. Uncharted 4 is the official Spawn Point winner of Game of the Year.
Yeah.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
Sigh.
Prey looks amazing. I was really surprised by that gameplay trailer that showed during the Video Game Awards.
That is so weird.
Turn into a cup, come out.
No, I don't. I didn't get to see the gameplay trailer yet, but I mean it's weird in the sense of like its history and how this game came into development, and like how Prey 2 was planned for like 20 years and you could still pre-order it on Amazon, and like everything about Prey is really weird to me. And this game feels like a big departure from what Prey was meant to be, which may not be a bad thing considering Prey was apparently pretty mediocre. But yeah. And after the Game Awards, Sony decided to have a super secret Sony conference where they blow the Game Awards out of the water and remind you that if you don't own a PlayStation 4, you're an imbecile.
Yeah, but...
Well, you know what? We'll try and get that gameplay trailer in as well. But do you wanna start with your thing, Andy?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so just before the podcast, SB sent me a video with which is Crash Bandicoot remastered.
Yee, it's some Crash Bandicoot.
Which is, first of all, I mean, it's Crash Bandicoot, so therefore it's amazing. It's already sold me.
Let's watch it.
Now I'm gonna go buy a PS4 just so I can play Crash Bandicoot again.
The most expensive way to play Crash Bandicoot again.
Worth.
Buy a PS4 Pro for that Crash Bandicoot 4K.
Worth. Yeah, so one.
3, 2, 1, go.
I remember this level. I remember it. It's beautiful.
Them eyebrows, or that eyebrow game on fleek.
Them eyebrows.
Crashy boy. He's back. Woo!
I remember all of those things. Every last one.
So, when this trailer started, I had one of those moments of, like, the rose-tinted memory glasses, of, like, I was looking at it, I was like, does this look that much better than the old Crash? And then they did that, like, I'm gonna play it back now, but they did that moment where they showed you what old Crash looks like, and I was like, oh my god, old Crash is like a selection of pixels.
Yeah,
like,
it really is.
How did it look like anything to me? Like, look at this! What the fuck is this? What is that head? What is that? I don't even know what I'm looking at. But, yeah.
That beautiful 90s graphics, right?
It's a remake in the more traditional sense. It's not like it's not like, what's it called? Ratchet and Clank. It's remodels, retextures, and a new lighting system. Looks like the major changes.
Yeah, listen, the gameplay is like exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's good, cause it's
great. I personally am kind of interested in that because my bet, and I can be wrong for sure, but I bet that Crash Bandicoot doesn't feel as good as it felt back when it was on the PlayStation, and I am wondering if they're going to make edits to game feel to make it feel a bit more fluid and responsive, or if they're just going to leave exactly like button delay and kind of jump times, all of that stuff exactly the same.
You know what you can't compete with though?
What?
Nostalgia.
Yeah. No, people...
You can do whatever they want with it, but it's...
People will buy it. I'm worried that people will be disappointed with it. They'll be like, oh, you know what? This is actually not that good a game.
Because I feel like they couldn't do that. At least in my brain, they couldn't make it a bad game.
Right. I personally, and the majority of people will probably bite my head off, I hope they make some game feel changes. I don't want the maps or levels redesigned. Hey, Addy! But I do. I highly doubt that the game feels anywhere near as responsive as a modern platformer. And I think that will be jarring because when you were a kid, or when you first played Crash, even as an adult, that was the best platforming you could really get. But that's not true anymore, and it's like one of those things of like after you play 60 FPS for ages, if you go back to 30 FPS, it feels kind of jarry and not nice. And I worry that that's what this is going to feel like, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm still excited for it for sure. I'm going to be picking it up because, I mean, I own a PlayStation, so why not?
I'm triggered.
Why?
I thought just now that I'd gotten some, like, hot scoop within the hour.
Oh, and you didn't?
But I wasn't planning on really showing it. I'm not going to show it either. I'll explain now. It's about the new Transformers movie the last night.
Yeah.
It was like Transformers 5 last night trailer teaser, and I'm like, oh, okay. Let's have a look at this.
Trailer teaser.
And it's literally announcing that the shoot is finished, and all it is a bunch of still shots from the shoot, like with fast-paced music going.
Nice.
And I'm like, why would you make this? Why would you anger me in this way?
People need to know that Transformers is coming.
There's so many actors that I'm seeing in this, and I'm just disappointed in them.
They're remaking 3 games, so let's hope there should be more play time in 3 games. Yeah, definitely. I have pretty solid hopes for it. Like, worst case scenario, it's just a visual improvement, which lots of people will be happy about. Best case scenario, they tighten up the gameplay mechanics a little bit, modernize it a tiny bit, and that'll be great.
Yeah, I mean, there'll probably be a few people that get annoyed and get disappointed with it, like Josh said, but I feel like it's still going to be ultimately successful, right?
There's always annoyed people.
Yeah, there's always whingy babies who'll get
financially. It will be successful. Full stop.
People will be like, "Oh my god, Crash Bandicoot, I need to buy," and then they buy.
Yeah, I mean, the people that whinge have still paid the money, so it doesn't matter.
yeah, I guess it's true.
Other news, there was quite a lot of stuff that got announced in the PlayStation press conference, and there's some stuff that we don't have trailers for to show because they're not. At least they're not my space, but I do want to mention Ace Combat is getting a new game. I personally have never been that into Ace Combat. It's one of my brother grew up playing Ace Combat, so when he saw the trailers, he almost shed for 7, he almost shed a tear because Ace Combat 6 went all Call of Duty on the Ace Combat series, and it went all super serious and this is what playing combat really is in real life. But Ace Combat's always been kind of it's always been about a story that takes place in this world of pilots, right? And it's a lot more kind of unrealistic and Japanese than what Ace Combat 6 was or what Tom Clancy's Hawks is.
Yeah.
And 7 looks like it's going back to that route of where 5 was at and everything. So I'm not going to show the trailer. I'm not a big Ace Combat guy personally, but that's cool if you give a damn about Ace Combat. That's another one of the kind of returning Sony things. They showed another trailer for Horizon Zero Dawn, which I'm not going to show because it's just kind of more of Horizon Zero Dawn. We've all seen that. We all know what to expect there. They showed a really popular trailer for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which is the new one. Dude, when they showed this, I swear to God, for a solid 5 minutes afterwards, the crowd was just yeah! I was I didn't know Marvel vs. Capcom was so desired.
This hype. Yeah, right.
Didn't it come out in a time when there wasn't that many great fighting games out? And it kind of just took everyone by surprise by being this really good fighting game, even though the premise is a bit all right, just smash these two things together.
I don't know, but I imagine so.
I'm not sure if it was the first whatever versus whatever game that came out.
I don't know.
At least the first mainstream one, so I don't know whether maybe that would have helped.
Yeah. It's pretty cool though. It looked nice, I guess, and people are hyped for it, so that's nice. And what else? There's a Parappa the Rapper remake that I'm not going to show his trailer because it looks awful.
You can't diss Parappa the Rapper, man.
People are going to kill me for that, but this didn't need to happen. You want to go play Parappa the Rapper, get a PlayStation 1 out, play Parappa the Rapper, download the ROM, play it on your computer. You don't need to play Parappa the Rapper.
As Leonardo said earlier, they're giving us a fucking Parappa the Rapper remake, but we're not getting a Spyro one. Are you for real?
Yeah. It's ridiculous. Oh, and the other trailer that I'm not showing because nobody asked for this. Knack 2. You may not know what Knack is. Wait, do you guys know what Knack is?
I know what Knack is.
Yeah, I think I know what Knack is. I think
Knack was a launch title for the PlayStation 4.
Yes.
That was trash.
While I was working at Game,
it was
the PlayStation that we had in the PlayStation section of Play Trailers, that Knack trailer, I would get triggered by every time. Because I forced myself to watch it after a while. I was just a bit like, this is like, what is that? He's like a robot golem rock thing.
Yeah, that gets
can
bigger.
Go small or big, and sometimes he's on fire. And then there's also a war going on with orcs or something. And there's at one point they're flying in a plane. I don't know. I watch that trailer every time and I'm bewildered.
The worst part is it looks exactly like Knack 1, but now there's co-op. It's like, whoa, who thought this was a good idea?
That's all we needed.
And then they wrapped up the show and they dropped a massive bombshell on everyone. And here we go. I will show. Oh crap. Here we go. Okay. Have you guys got this ready? Have you got this open?
My body is ready.
Okay, I can't go full screen for some reason, so I'll just go play it like this.
Sure.
PlayStation.
PlayStation.
Yeah. There you go.
Through the valley of the shadow of death, and I fear no evil, 'cause I'm blind to it all. In my mind, my gun, they comfort me, 'cause I know I'll kill my enemies.
Screw you, Spoda.
Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell on this earth forevermore. Said I walk beside the still waters and they restore my soul. But I can't walk on the path of the right because I'm wrong. No, I can't walk on the path of the right 'cause I'm wrong.
What are you doing, kiddo? You really gonna go through with this?
I'm gonna find.
Fuck.
And I'm gonna kill every last one of
I can tell.
PlayStation.
Oh, did you mute yourself for the trailer?
Sorry, I muted because Andy dropped, as you can tell by Luke's split cam, and I had to message him, and I didn't want to ruin the trailer. Right. Okay. What did I say? I said I was hyped, and I said on your point, Josh. Last of Us looked crazy good on PlayStation 3 when it was announced. Like, really, really, really good. Like, the only issue I had was its graphics was, like, a lack of AA, but, I mean, that's, you know, what can you do there? Like, it looked nice to the point where there were PlayStation 4 games that came out after that looked worse than it, you know? And that was really impressive. But, you know, and Naughty Dog know how to blow you away visually. So, oh, Andy's back.
Apologies. Would you like to guess why I disconnected?
Because your internet dropped?
Well, it did, but because my dad accidentally unplugged the router instead of the Christmas tree lights.
GG.
Nailed it.
Don't worry though, we had many fun with split cam.
Yes.
Luke had many fun
Oh, yeah,
with
we
split cam. But yeah, so I can imagine Last of Us 2 looking sublime. Like, they have had experience with Uncharted 4, they have had so much experience with The Last of Us 1, they're a Sony independent studio, which means that they can focus just on what the PlayStation can do, and they have a PlayStation 4 Pro now, with double that performance. It's gonna look gorgeous. Like, but that doesn't even matter, because I'm ready. They can take me now. But in all seriousness, that I have some worries about the game. It didn't need Last of Us 2 didn't need to happen.
No.
Last of Us 1 was perfect, and the ending was what made a good chunk of that game so special. Was how it ended. It kind of it was so. Like, its story was so involved, and like it was more a story than it was a video game, and to some people actually that was detrimental, but to me, like, that was great. It was perfect, and the ending of that story was, by its creation, designed to not have a follow up. You know,
Yeah.
So that worries me. I was like, when I saw it start, I was at first very nervous. And then afterwards, kind of like excited, because I do want to see more of Joel and Ellie, but I don't. You know, like, I want more, but I don't want more.
It's
yeah.
And I know you said, like, yesterday when we were talking about it, that it leaves you a lot of narrative to develop in your head.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it's kind of hard to follow that up with the second game, because it's never going to be able to match up with everyone's narrative. So you're always going to
The
have
relationship.
people thinking, "Oh, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I thought was going to happen."
That's
And
not
that
how,
sort of
like,
thing.
they should. Yeah. But
It's not how it was meant to be.
they have talked about it. Like, I am okay. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna trust them, because they have talked about it. They have shown that they acknowledge that this is going to be a thing. Basically, they have said the original Last of Us was a story about love, and it was a story about parenting, and it was a story about selfishness, right?
Yeah.
And they said Last of Us 2 is going to be a story about hate, and they have said so much thought went into. This is a quote. I'm going to read it to you. Bye, Addy. Have a good day.
Bye.
But basically they said, so much thought has went into this. I know there's trepidation about going back to these characters. We feel that as well. No one loves these characters more than we do, and we wouldn't do it if we didn't have the right idea. I had ideas with different characters and it didn't feel right. The Last of Us is about these two characters. All I ask for the fans is all I ask for fans of the first one is to put faith in us. We're going to do right by you. So that's what they've said. And like obviously all of the voice actors and voice actresses are on board. The script's apparently been in development since the first game finished. He like the writer cares. He cares about the universe, and he was given the option to not do a story about these two. So I feel like if he didn't feel like the story he came up with about these two was good, he wouldn't have done it. So at least I know he believes it's good. Whether that like is enough is a different thing, but at least he believes in it, and it's not just a commercial. Like, because obviously Last of Us 2 is going to sell tons. It's going to make tons of money.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
But at least there's definitely, like, the reason it's with these characters isn't because of the commercial side. So that's good to hear.
There's also a certain amount of faith there because of how well the first one was and how well it was written and how good the story was. That, like...
Yeah.
He's not going to then do the second one, and there's what he did at the end of the first one could like just I could see that just I don't know we're not spoiling, are we?
I feel like you should be allowed to. It's been so long.
Yeah,
it's up to you. I don't mind if you do.
I'm trying to figure out a way to say it without Or as maybe the entirety of the second one, considering its own take, could be how what happened at the end of the first one has just impacted the relationship between these two people.
Mm-hmm.
And with things like guilt coming into play, and then like revelation and hostility and everything.
Yeah.
So I'd be very interested in seeing something like that.
Some kind of background info. The game is set 5 years after the first one. Ellie is 19 years old now. Joel is old man to the max because he was already old man.
Yeah, double old man.
You will probably still be able to throw bricks at things. So yeah, that's good.
She's gonna do that same thing every 19-year-old. Like, leave me alone. I want to go out there and do it alone.
Legal. Oh God. She wasn't though. She wasn't when you commenting about her. She was freaking way too young. But yeah, she's good
I'm
now.
out.
You ready? You ready now?
Sigh.
Still
Alright, Josh.
I could see it. I don't know. It's gonna be. There's gonna be a lot of people that you knew from the last game that are just gonna be dead, just because of the nature of the world they live in. You know.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But yeah, so that's pretty exciting. You know, Sony knew they had a big thing. They did the whole, like, we finished the show. Oh, is that a trailer? Oopsies. like thing. And everyone lost their minds. It was great. 10 out of 10. I love those reveals. I'm a sucker for those reveals.
They are nice, admittedly.
16 is still... She wasn't 16, though, Josh. She was 15.
Oh. Why else? No, I don't want to know.
She was 15. She was freaking 13. No, she was 14. She was 14. She was 14 years old. If it was 5 years after she was 16, she would have been 21. But she's 19 now, Josh. And this is a terrible conversation.
Yeah, let's stop having this conversation.
Yeah, I felt for Ellie as a daughter, Josh. Please. God damn.
No weird feelings over here.
Considering you play basically the father figure, I feel like the game would have done a bad job if you didn't feel like a father-daughter relationship to this character. Like if it's a story-driven game. But that's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I was potentially going to spoil Bioshock Infinite, and I don't know the rules anymore.
Oh, Bioshock Infinite was weird. Bioshock Infinite made everyone feel like incestual predators.
Well, okay. I'm just going to say, isn't that why they got rid of Elizabeth's boobs? Because like in the first ever trailer, You see where she's got like massive cleave going on, and then like in the ones after that, that had disappeared.
It was.
I think it's just like.
Yeah, you're right. It was a big part of it. It didn't change anything. People still fell in love with that character and were like, I want them to bang, and then they find out it's father and daughter, and it's like, Technicalities. I haven't played it. It's the next game I want to play. Oh, you should definitely get it. Get the remaster. It's solid. It's perfection. I love it. Good thing we didn't spoil it.
Yes.
That's like if Booker Joe stared at Elizabeth Comstock's tits. Oh wait.
Trailer.
Right. Is there anything else we want to touch on? Uncharted 4 got DLC, its final DLC, story DLC announced. It looks really cool. It follows Chloe and Nadia. No, Nadine? I want to say Nadine. Yeah, I'm not great with the names in Uncharted as someone who hasn't played all the games yet. But they're two big female characters that aren't really in 4. But they were in like previous games. They didn't get much light in 4, so they're getting their own story, which looks really cool. No, not the remaster of Infinite. The remaster of The Last of Us. Infinite didn't actually get a remaster. They packaged it in the remaster box, but there was no actual edits to Infinite, which feels cheeky. But yeah. Right, I think that's it. I think that's the show.
I think that's our lot.
Anything else to say? Anyone?
No.
All right.
No, I think I'm good.
All right, Andy, do your thing.
Alright, so again, thanks for watching, guys. If you ever want to catch up on any of our old podcasts or watch this one again, God knows why, we're on YouTube, and you can also catch us up on the archives on here. If you join the Discord or follow us on Twitter, obviously you'll get notified of everything that's happening, any updates, any streams, or changes in our schedules. You can also send us news or videos or whatever you want us to talk about, and we'll feature them in the stream and let you know about who sent them, like we did with SP's thing of Crash Bandicoot right there. Again, just subscribe to us and we'll keep you up to date on everything that's going on. Again, we will be keeping this same schedule on a Sunday for next week and the week after, but then we'll likely be going back to Friday, but we'll keep you up to date on that.
Yeah.
And that's it, right?
Thanks for watching.